How's it, folks? What is the state of Red Dead Online in 2023? Put simply, it isn't great. From script kiddies messing around in public lobbies to practically empty missions after searching for matches. And currently, Moonshine has gained double money by selling their booze. There is only one slight problem. If you enter from the main door, you won't be able to access the downstairs area to sell your liquor, and if you're in your bar, you may be trapped inside. I will cover some ways to avoid these later on in the video, and there will be chapter marks if you want to jump straight there and skip the rest. But before we go over some of the issues still plaguing Red Dead Online, I wish to cover how it all started to basically the players trying to keep it going after being abandoned. Due to the success of the first installment, Red Dead Redemption 2 was expected to make 15 million sales in its first quarter following its 2018 release. And with major franchises like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty launching their 2018 titles earlier, which made it seem like they were avoiding competing with RDR2's launch. And they were right to be worried, as RDR2 went on to break multiple records and sell well over 17 million copies, which amounted to over $725 million during its first 3 days of sale. And Rockstar's parent company Take-Two share prices increased by 9% in the first week of sales, which set RDR2 off to a very strong start. It is even thought that the game broke even in its first week and started to earn a profit by December 2018. By March 2023, the game sold over 53 million copies and has generated billions of dollars in revenue. So what happened, and why was it essentially abandoned but not dead? Put simply, and the answer may be obvious, money. 5 years after release, GTA 5 had made over $6 billion and is still raking in the money from people buying shark cards. Meanwhile, RDO has barely any big purchases you can make that gives people FOMO, so they aren't selling nearly as much gold bars, the premium currency in Red Dead. They also made it very easy to earn gold bars in the beginning, so players who got in early brought almost everything in a couple of weeks. On top of that, Rockstar has prioritized development for GTA 6, which is probably still at least 2 years out. In the meantime, particularly for those of us playing on PC, it doesn't look good. With every public lobby I have been in having script kiddies running around and having no chance in competitive matches with people on God mode when I can even get into a lobby that has any amount of people still playing. Personally, I much prefer the slower, more atmospheric Red Dead to the semi-futuristic GTA where you constantly getting attacked by children on their flying jetpacks shooting missiles. But at the same time, I can understand its popularity. The story missions for RDO hasn't even been completed, and Rockstar has stated that there will be no more major updates after the Blood Money update that arrived in July 2021, 2 years ago. This is a little disappointing for me, and especially endgame players who have massive amounts of money and gold, but have no big in-game purchases to make. At this point, I was hoping to buy properties or was kind of inhaling too much copium, thinking I would get some sort of rancher role and tame horses. But that obviously didn't come to pass, and at this point I doubt it ever will. You could make an argument that RDR2 is primarily a single player game, and I will agree with you on that. However, there hasn't been any single player expansions or DLCs released for either RDR2 or even GTA 5, despite both having massive critical and financial success. I would love to be proven wrong by Rockstar if they release something major for us. However, at this point I think maybe a dev has a strong side hustle of selling mod kits for people to screw around with rather than care about the state of the game that it's currently left in. Speaking of script kiddies, there are 2 methods to avoid encountering them and having either a solo lobby or essentially an invite-only lobby that I have been using for quite a while now. Firstly, when you log into a public lobby, hit Ctrl-Shift-Escape to open up the task manager. Click on the Performance tab, then select Resource Monitor near the bottom. Then select the RDR2.exe and right-click it. Select Suspend Process, wait 10 seconds, and then select Resume Process. This will trick the service into thinking you have a bad connection and put you in your own server for about 10 to 15 minutes, but it will still count as you being in a public lobby. Last time I tried this, it still worked in GTA 5 as well, but it has been a while since I played it, so I'm not certain it will still work at the moment. The second method is a little bit more involved. Firstly, open up Notepad. I want you to copy this into Notepad. I will leave the info either in the description, or if it will go over the word limit, I will pin a comment containing what you need to copy. Add on a word right at the bottom that will essentially be your server password. When you go to save the file, change it from a text file to all files and save it as startup.meta. Put this file in the following directory of your RDR2 folder. For my case, it is in the Steam Apps, Common, Red Dead Redemption 2, X64, and then it is placed in the data folder. If you give this to your friends and they place it in their data folders, you should all be able to play in the same lobby without random script kiddies jumping in and potentially ruining your limited gaming time. If you don't want to mess around with any of the files, then you can always try the first method, but if you start inviting your friends, then randoms may start joining in as well. For those of you stuck in the Moonshine Shack bar, kicking the door should somehow make it decide to unlock itself, allowing you to move through it again. For those trying to get downstairs, you can't enter through the main door entrance, but have to go in from the side, which will allow you to go down the stairs. Although for me at least, I was still unable to open the door to the main area even after kicking it a few times. So yay, there are still bugs, but I doubt Rockstar will care. Even having said all that, there are many hours of enjoyment one can have either solo or with a group of friends in Red Dead Online. I still log in nowadays to ride my horse and collect some shinies, or do a bounty hunt or two. But, as I say, all things must come to an end. I just wasn't expecting it to come so soon for one of my favorite games. But I will still recommend it to anyone who has yet to try it. I just hope this doesn't become a pattern for Rockstar of releasing great games with the promise of more to come and not deliver on it before shifting focus somewhere else and leaving it alone with a lot of wasted potential. How many of you are still playing and encountering these issues? I know it is mostly the PC that is infected with the script kiddies, which is part of the reason for me making this video, hoping to bring some attention to people looking for ways to avoid them. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Clapping the like and or subscribe button lets me know you would like to see more such content. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care and cheers for now.